Hey Google, what's the temperature outside?
In Round Rock, it's currently 85.
Hey Google, what's the weather forecast?
Today in Round Rock, it'll be sunny, with a forecasted high of 85 and a low of 58.
I'm not one of those entrepreneurs who gave up their six-figure salary and fancy office to start a business, and I wasn't selling lemonade to my neighbors when I was 7. I wasn't born an entrepreneur, and I never laid awake at night dreaming of owning my own business. My name is Ellery Wells, and I was forced to make a decision. Welcome to the Ellery Wells Show, where we talk with real entrepreneurs about real problems that they're facing and real solutions on how they are overcoming obstacles, achieving their goals, and making a difference in the world. If you're an entrepreneur or an aspiring entrepreneur, this is the place to be to help you start, build, or grow your business. Man, not even a week after I got my Galaxy S8 Plus, I cracked the back of it. Sitting right where I am at this very moment, my wife and I we're sitting out on our back porch, and we were getting ready to watch. I think we were going to watch a movie, and my phone slipped out of my gym shorts and fell, 18 inches less, and it cracked the back of it. I was so mad, but that's not what we're here to talk about today. I just like sharing a little personal stories with you guys. So hey, thanks for listening, because you could be doing a lot of things with your time, and you chose to A, turn into the Ellery Wells Show, and B, you saw the title of this one, or it could have been on autoplay or whatever, but you chose to tune in to an episode called 3 Reasons. I think it's called 3 Reasons. I don't know what I ended up titling this, but I think it's 3 reasons why you should attend Mastermind Weekend in Austin, Texas. And you were curious enough to stick around, pay attention, or hopefully you'll pay attention. Stick around and give this a listen. What you just heard was Google telling me that it was going to be a beautiful day in the mid-80s. Man, it rained a little bit yesterday, but the birds are chirping. You might be able to hear that. And I'm on my back porch. I might need to turn on the fan. But I wanted you to hear the awesome weather that we get here in Austin. It'll be a little bit warmer in June, but not just a whole lot. And we're going to be inside quite a bit. And let me grab my notes here, because this is important, and I want to make sure I do a good job for you. So over the last several episodes, maybe 4 or 5, I don't think I've been talking about it all that long, but I've been talking about Mastermind Weekend, and I've alluded to some of the reasons why I think you should make the trip and come. People are talking about taking trains and planes and automobiles, of course, from East Texas, from Utah, Michigan, Pennsylvania. We're talking about making the trip to spend time with other entrepreneurs and business owners. So I want to take a moment and go through some of the things that I think are some of the most valuable reasons you should invest your time, money, effort, and energy into making it down here to Austin in June. Getting some weird looks from some of these old chaps on their golf carts, but let me open up one more tab, because I want to make sure I have some more of this information right in front of me. But as you are tuning into this episode and you're taking some notes, hopefully this won't just be like an advertisement, but there'll be some things that I can teach you along the way. But if you do decide to check out the page for Mastermind Weekend, which is at ellerywells.com/mmweekend, and you click on that big red reserve your spot, use the promo code EARLYBIRD, and you'll get 15% off of your ticket. It'll save you almost $200 off of the ticket. But if you're listening to this within just a few days of this coming out, you don't have much time, because the early bird pricing ends on, we're in May 18th. So I just want to make sure you click that reserve my spot button and use the coupon code EARLYBIRD, because that's don't wait. So let's go right into why you should calm down, other than the perfect weather. But what if you could spend 36 hours with other entrepreneurs who understood you, who didn't think your idea was crazy, or who relate to you? Business owners relate to business owners, and we understand what you're trying to achieve with your business. What would it mean to you and your success, your revenue growth over the next 18 months if you spent more time around knowledgeable experts who could help you in your business? How would your life and business be different if you were able to connect with people who would encourage you, share their business building techniques with you, how they're growing email lists, how they're making more sales, and have the opportunity to get real-time feedback about what you are doing in your company or in your business? What would that mean to you? What would your life look like if you had that opportunity? And over the next couple of minutes, I think, or I hope, I will give you enough information to take me up on this opportunity. Because at the end of March, I asked a group of one of my mastermind groups who've been working with me a couple years now, some of them, I asked them what they wanted. And if you watched the video about results, how these are the same guys who made almost $25,000 in the 2 weeks prior to that call. I asked them what they wanted. And we talked about how I'd been doing virtual masterminds for almost 3 years, and the fact that I'd held over 150 different meetings. We talked about how I'd been coaching for almost 4 years, and they reminded me how much of an impact that I'd had on their lives. And that's what they said. It sounds like I'm bragging even when I say it to myself, but that's what they told me. Humble brag, right? But since they'd each experienced the connection of a virtual mastermind, they all agreed that live events should be my next goal. And I kind of agree. I had done something like Mastermind Weekend in 2014. I'll tell you about that here in just a second. But it's interesting because I've met every one of the men in that group, except for one, in person. I've shaken their hands. I've given them hugs. Well, I don't know if I've hugged Corey, but I'm pretty sure I've hugged Matt. Anyway, I've met all of these guys, and they still, but I don't get to meet with them in person very often, and this is still what they wanted. So when I asked my clients what they wanted and what it would look like, how it would be set up, Mastermind Weekend is basically what they had asked for. So here's the concept. Here's the idea of how, or a little bit about how Mastermind Weekend came into development. The first time I attempted a live event like this was actually in May of 2014, exactly 3 years ago. I grew up camping. I was in Cub Scouts. I stopped Boy Scouts in 8th grade. But I grew up camping, and my wife and I enjoy camping, and I thought the idea of sitting around a campfire talking about business would be a smash hit. And it was, sort of. 3 years ago, I had been podcasting about 6 months. My blog had been going just over 2 years, and honestly, that was not very long after I had gotten fired. But 3 years ago, I barely had any clients at all, and my email list had less than 100 people on it. I suspect. I think so. Yeah, and hardly anyone knew who I was. We talked about obscurity and people not even knowing you exist or have a business or have something to sell and a few podcasts ago, and that's exactly where I was 3 years ago. But today, everything has changed. The entrepreneur community, you guys, listeners, readers, you guys have made one of my books the #1 bestseller on Amazon. Hundreds of people have purchased, learned from, and benefited from my self-published book, Exit Strategy. And I've been allowed to speak at several conferences and to business and marketing students at a major university, Texas State. It's probably the third or fourth largest university here in Texas, and I've spoken to their business students I'm a business marketing and entrepreneurship students multiple times. But my goal, that's just some background. But my goal with Mastermind Weekend is to combine the collaboration of a virtual mastermind, as I mentioned, and the impact of a live event, like I tried 3 years ago, and create an amazing, powerful, educational 2-day event for entrepreneurs and business owners. I so badly want you to succeed in your business. I don't know how much my energy and passion for you and what you're doing comes through in audio, but it's there. And I really, really want you to succeed. But let's take a step back and let's talk about real quick why live events are important. Without technology and the ability to do video calls with people around the world, my business would look drastically different. I might not even have a business without technology, and maybe you wouldn't either, or your business would look different as well. But in a world of virtual meetings, long-distance phone calls, and internet hangouts, the handshake and the hug still rule. When you can sit across the table from another business owner, and when you can share a drink with your fellow entrepreneurs, and when you can sit in the same room and experience the same things with somebody, you can take your relationships to the next level. And my hope with Mastermind Weekend is that it will provide all of those things. But here are the 3 big reasons why you should attend Mastermind Weekend. And again, if you're intrigued at this point, go to ElleryWells.com/MMWeekend, hit the red button, and add it to your cart, and use the coupon code EARLYBIRD, although it should be set up to where if the code has not yet expired, if it's still live, it should automatically apply that for you. So the first reason is actionable advice from real business owners. And as I mentioned before, after leading hundreds of mastermind meetings with entrepreneurs at all stages of business and from locations around the world, the UK, Hungary, South Africa, California, Canada, all over, I've developed a powerful formula for success that will keep attendees, hopefully that's you, both encouraged and accountable. And each session is designed to give you the opportunity to introduce your business and share a recent accomplishment and participate in the hot seat. And that hot seat's pretty important. As the world goes more online and the internet gets bigger, or the world gets smaller, the internet gets bigger, one of those two. One of the biggest challenges small businesses face is obscurity. I just talked about that. Because maybe nobody knows who you are. If you launch a new product, people don't know that you've released it. And that stems from things like poor marketing, inadequate communication, or just plain unclear customer messaging. And during our mastermind sessions, you will learn how to break through these information silos, market your business better, and communicate your brand messaging more effectively. Have you ever discovered that you are having the same problem that someone in another industry was having? And how their solution could apply to your business in another industry. I'm sure there's an applicable way to think about Uber and Lyft, the taxi industry, and the way Domino's is using mobile ordering. I mean, those are all very different industries, and Uber has destroyed the taxi cab, or is trying to destroy the taxi industry with mobile apps and ordering, and at the same time you can text or use an app, or heck, with Alexa or Google Voice, you can order your pizza from Domino's. So that's what I mean with these information silos. People are using tactics from outside their industry to solve their problems. And when you get together with people who are from different industries as you get that level of exposure and information that you can apply to your business. Trust me, this works. And if you have seen any of my testimonials or talked to many of my clients, you know it is actually true. The second reason is real-time relevant feedback for your business. Jamie Tardy wrote a blog post about this, and one of my friends, Paul Desmond, depending on how you know him, he goes by different names, Pablo,
He shared this thing with me, and Jamie's blog post, she's the... did I say Jamie Tardy? I mean Jamie Masters. Her last name has changed. Sorry. Anyway, the idea of Jamie's post was that most business conferences are a waste of money. You sit in a large group of people, and the speaker might be knowledgeable, they might be an expert, but as they try to reach a large audience, and the networking is the important part. Well, we're going to have dedicated networking time at Mastermind Weekend, plus the group is going to be small, probably less than 10 people, and it's by design. I set a premium high price point. I want to deliver a premium product, and by keeping the group small, you get this real-time relevant feedback for your business. And that's the reason you should attend this thing with me, is that this is not just one of those other events where you can hear about the success stories of other people, but have to, or the lessons that you can learn from them, but have to theorize about how you can apply what you are learning to your own business. So you hear something from a speaker on stage at most conferences, and you have to translate that into how it applies to you, your business, and what you're doing. At Mastermind Weekend, you will not be one of 1,000 or 500 or 100 or even 50 attendees. You'll be less. You'll be one of 10, one of 5, one of 15. The space is limited for that reason. And the information won't be diluted to meet the needs of everything. So yeah, you'll get exposure to business ideas for other people and other businesses, but we're also going to pour into you and share information for you, to you, about what you are doing. And as a Mastermind Weekend attendee, you will get to represent your business to the group and receive direct and actionable advice from other owners about how they, again, have reached new clients and increased revenue and sales, increased profit margins, and grown their businesses. And when you are on the hot seat, you'll have that opportunity. And honestly, the fewer people that come, is the value probably goes up, because there'll be more individual one-on-one attention. And if you look at my coaching packages, they're anywhere from $400 and something per session to, if you buy all of like the big packages, they're like $275 maybe. And that's, if you and I sat down for 3 or 4 hours, you'd pay more than what you were paying for Mastermind Weekend anyway. But participating in the hot seat does not mean you or your business is broken or failing. And on the contrary, I have worked with multi-million-dollar businesses and their owners to help them achieve new and amazing things. And masterminds aren't for the weak. The hot seat is not for the weak. They are for the strong who want to, in fact, become stronger. I don't know if you can hear this right now, but there's some guys just teed off, and birds are chirping, and the wind is rustling through the tree. It really is a beautiful day. But let's keep going. Number 3, you can expand your network and develop partnerships. So, because there's a small group, you will have a pretty good chance of connecting with other members. That network, well, it's pretty much a 100% chance. Successful businesses are owned by entrepreneurs with very powerful relationships. I wouldn't have even the beginnings of success that I've had. I wouldn't have been able to do most of the things that I have been able to do if I did not have some critical and pivotal relationships going back a few years. And honestly, before I really needed them or saw the value that those relationships could possibly provide. And I'm very thankful for that. And I would love to be part of that for you, and being a connector to help you develop the next great relationship in your life. But each day of your Mastermind Weekend has a dedicated networking and connection time built into it. Of course, there will be meals and those kinds of things, but Friday is all hanging out and networking. Saturday night, same thing. depending on what we do on Sunday, same thing. You will build friendships, or you'll end up hating everybody there. But that's pretty much not going to happen. I've never had that happen. So if I was really going for the hard sell, I would just tell you it's going to be amazing and perfect, and there would be no hiccups. But that's not reality either. So yeah, every day you'll have a chance to connect and talk about business and socialize with the other members. But I want to help you grow a network of reliable and knowledgeable entrepreneurs from around the world, depending on how far people come from. But not every moment will be learn. And not every session is going to be business. I believe entrepreneurship and business ownership are too hard to not be having fun, so there will be plenty of that as well. We're going to have lots of fun. Don't worry, you're not paying to party. I will make sure you get a good mix of fun and some post-college knowledge. But here's the summary. Here's where the rubber meets the road. I might expand on this here in just a minute, but if you've ever sat in a giant auditorium or a conference center and wondered how you could take what the person on stage was saying and apply it to your business, Mastermind Weekend is for you. Not only will you get to learn from and engage with business experts, not just me, but you'll get to connect and interact with other business owners too. And before we move on, that URL one more time is ellerywells.com/mmweekends. You'll get information on that page about the events, the venue, and travel locations and those kinds of things. But as we wrap up today, in addition to all the networking and the direct business feedback that you're going to get from spending a couple days with me here in my, I want to say hometown. I guess I've lived here for like 8 years, but it doesn't, well, I guess it feels like home. Anyway, when you leave Mastermind Weekend after spending some time with me and my friends and my wife, you will have a plan for how you can create valuable content that helps you reach new clients. You will know the tools you need to use to build your business or a successful email marketing and retargeting campaigns for your business, and you will have the tools you need to scale and automate your business so you can do more with less and take your business to the next level. And I want to highlight that last little bit, the automate and scale part, because a lot of you out there are, me too, or for the most part, solopreneurs. We might have people we outsource to, but I call it 100% owners of the business. And if we're going to automate and scale and be able to take vacations and have that work-life balance that we like, we've got to have the tools and resources. And I've got customers and clients around the world, and I'm able to do my business from anywhere because of the things that I want to teach you. Yes, again, like I said before, I so badly want you to be successful. So if you are a writer, business owner, entrepreneur, a coach, a consultant, an artist, a podcaster, a blogger, a speaker, if you have a business or you want to have a business, Mastermind Weekend is for you. And if you can make it to Austin, Texas, the first weekend in June, and make it up to Round Rock, which is just about 45 minutes north of Austin's airport. Heck, if you get here by a certain time on Friday, I'll even pick you up. Or I will pay for your travel to get from the airport up to here, wherever you are going to stay. If you can make it, I want to meet you and greet you and help you grow your business, and I want to make sure that you don't just dismiss this idea of joining a dedicated group of entrepreneurs and business owners for a pretty awesome, pretty amazing 2-day mastermind event. If you've got questions about the event, you can find all of the details at ellerywells.com/mmweekend, where you can always shoot me an email, ellery@ellerywells.com. Thank you for tuning into the Ellery Wells Show today. Even though I know you could have been doing a million other things with your life, I hope you found some value in what we talked about today. From Round Rock, Texas, with that weird bird making weird noises. Maybe it's a pigeon. I don't know. With our beautiful weather, I'm your host, Ellery Wells. We'll see you in June.